What is going on, guys? This is your boy XCube420 welcoming y'all back. Another episode, Showtime with the Cube. Of course, tonight I've got the aficionado with us in the building, Ryder Lee himself. Ryder, are you doing well? You doing okay?
I'm doing great, Cube. Thanks for having me on. And we got to the epic conclusion of this series.
Oh, of the first season, at least. Of the first season. The Last of Us. Yeah, the finale. That's what we're going to be going over today with you guys. Now, of course, let's get a little housekeeping done. First time watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you listen to us on podcast platform, hit the follow button there. We appreciate everybody who's been checking us out so far. So as I said before, we're covering The Last of Us, the finale of season one. The finale went to the T from the video game pretty much. From what I've seen as far as the comparisons. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Ryder, we thought we weren't going to have a flashback. We had a flashback.
Hey, I said that there was a possibility of a flashback in the last episode that we did because we saw what looked like Ellie being born from the preview from the last episode with her mother, and they weren't just going to have that in there and not have a flashback, so it was a high possibility that there was going to be a flashback, but they kind of deviated from what they normally do. It's normally a flashback every 2 episodes, so I thought maybe we might get a flashback, might not, but yeah, it started up with a flashback. So hey, it was but I hit the nail on the head though. I said if we get a flashback, it's going to have to do with the reason why Ellie is immune, and that's exactly what we got.
Yep, that's it to a T. Isn't that usually how it works? If we go back to what was the movie? Underworld. You go back to Underworld, you've got the father, Corvinus, who's immortal, and the 2 babies that he had. One of them got bit by a bat, the other one got bit by a wolf. So that's how it came. Isn't that usually how it goes? It's something like that,
But I mean, I kind of
from the womb.
I kind of like the ambiguity surrounding why Ellie was immune, though, and then it just kind of told us and explained it, which doesn't really make any sense. If the Fireflies knew how to create an immune person, would they not already be doing that? You would think that they would have figured that out by now, and they would have a bunch of immune people.
Well, they didn't quite know. Well, Marlene didn't quite know what she had stumbled across. She just knew that was her best friend. Okay, obviously they've been chums. They've been chums since they were young, and of course, in the apocalypse, you still need to have some sex. Okay, don't leave sex out. Okay, I got a bust, dog.
Have you seen that movie? Have you seen that movie Warm Bodies, where the girl's having sex with the zombie? She has a zombie boyfriend. That's what they do in Warm Bodies. But no, it's just if Marlene, you got to put 2 and 2 together here, guys. Come on, Marlene walks in, she sees that Ellie's mother has been bit, and she has the baby. And later on, obviously, she doesn't know right away that Ellie's immune because they don't know until she's gotten bit. But you would think that Marlene would hearken back to the time that she walked in and Ellie's mom is there and she sees that she's bit and Ellie's not infected, right? And then she would put 2 and 2 together and realize, hey, we got to infect a pregnant woman in order to create an immune person. And then why wouldn't you just be doing that? It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that would in fact create the immunity. Now, of course, you would be sacrificing mothers, but you would. We don't know if this would pass along to the children that they had later on, and that could be a factor. You could just eventually just weed all this out because everybody who's born would have came from a mother who had been infected. It's hey, you just know that, hey, this is my time. We catch us one of the fungi zombies. Okay, one of the fungi zombies. You get bit. All right, you go up to it, you get bit right when you're about to have and obviously that thing transferred real quick. You want to talk about immunity transferring, but it was immediate because when she got bit, the baby done fell out. You know what I'm saying? That thing, the immunity went right up the umbilical cord, right into the baby immediately. I was like, hold on a second, Bo, that shit was quick as hell. All right. It was quick. And here's what I'm saying. Who left Anna by herself? You know what I'm saying? Bo, is she pregnant? Marlene, Anna, go fend for yourself. I know you pregnant and can barely move. I'm like, Molly, what are you doing? The woman pregnant. I'm talking about she on the cusp. You know what I'm saying? And things were stressful. And whatever this one zombie was, Bo, I mean, it had the bloodlust. It smelled her, okay? I'm like, damn, cuz. You know what I'm saying? This thing done tracked you all the way down.
Yeah, bro.
Of course,
It's just like, damn, Marlene, you're dropping the ball on this shit hardcore, girl. Like, damn, come through with some better common sense and critical thinking. You don't, exactly like what you said, you don't leave a pregnant woman out there to fend for herself. She should be around somebody that can protect her with a gun or something at all times during the apocalypse. And two, why didn't you put 2 and 2 together that you infect an impregnant woman, then you have an immune child?
Right. I mean, it was a sad time, Ryder. She couldn't remember. She's like, I just had to down my friend. And then we're like, hey, Marlene, you knew Ellie the whole time?
Yep.
Like the whole time. Like, I mean, that's all I'm saying. Like, you knew her the entire time. Knew exactly who she was. And you knew exactly how she became immune because you were there. I mean, it's just like, no, nothing. Okay, all right, we just let it go. It kind of reminds me of Janet Van Dyne in Ant-Man 3. You know, I know all about Kang, but I'd rather not tell y'all about it. Okay, I mean, I'd rather not tell y'all. I mean, you sit there and ask Marlene, hey, what about that baby? It's like, it's a baby. What's a baby? They still make those. They still have babies.
I'm keeping that all to myself. But I mean, that's a major plot hole in this entire story. I don't believe that was a scene in the video game. They never showed Ellie's mom or her giving birth to Ellie. That's not something from the video game. So this is something brand new that they just shoehorned into this show, which is the only downfall and the only pitfall of this entire episode is that entire scene, which it makes Marlene out to be dumb as shit. She's dumb. She's stupid. Where did they get her? Did they get her from the freaking sewers? Like they were going to get Ellie's girlfriend to come and be ahead of this Firefly shit? Yeah. Like, damn, where did they find the brains on Marlene?
Yeah, she's a leader. She's a leader. You know what I'm saying? She's one of the leaders.
And they're getting the dumbest people to lead any of these militias or these rebel groups. They got the dumbest people to be the leaders of all these groups, dude. And it's really, those are the biggest plot holes of this entire show is they're getting the stupidest freaking people to join this resistance movement, to take down the establishment as it is, to take down Fedra. You know, that's the problem. That's why they can't do it. That's why all their bases and all their facilities are all destroyed and like overrun is because they got stupid people running. They got the lowest of the low of the entire community running their entire operation.
Hey, look. I mean, Joe Biden said it best, you know what I'm saying?
Dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.
I mean, he said it best, you know what I'm saying?
Coming from him, it's a whole other thing, bro.
Another key point here. I do like how this show just reused the voice characters, the people who voice characters in the video game. So Anna actually voiced Ellie in The Last of Us.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so I do like how they incorporated those people back into the actual film, seeing how they're really close to the source content. So I think that was actually a good idea there. I think more projects should probably do that.
Even on a deeper symbolic level than that. The voice of Ellie in the video games gives birth to Ellie in the live action adaptation. You know, it's like a whole other mind screw there of like subliminal, programming.
Subliminal. Yeah, so we get the origin story. we knew we probably have to get the origin story eventually. I was like, they gotta sprinkle the origin story in there. So we move on from there. That was actually a brief flashback. It wasn't the whole episode. So I was like, kudos, Yeah. I was like, kudos for that. But then we move directly into Joel and Ellie on their journey. And of course, Ellie is still shell shocked from her brutally murdering David and the others. I mean, she's still just like, it's like, wow. She's just like down in the dumps. Joel's trying to cheer her up, tell me a joke, do this and that. And she's just like, whew, yeah, man. I just hacked the dude's face like to pieces. Like, because he was about to molest me,
Yeah, he was trying to be the cool uncle. He was trying to be the cool uncle in these beginning scenes, like, trying to cheer her up a little bit, and she's just not having it at all until they go to that thing and see the
with the giraffe. That kind of cheers her up, gets her back, back one with nature. Isn't that what they tell us to do? Get back one with nature, and then like you'll start feeling better. I'm like, no, I mean, I'd rather not. I'd rather be in a climate controlled environment if I can. But, I mean, you go get one with nature, okay? Let me know what you find when you go out there. Nature will eat you sometimes, so you got to be careful. All right, nature eats you, and it's kind of funny how the fungi are not trying to attack animals at all.
Yeah.
Like they're not even on the menu. So
and that looks like a big giraffe farm up there. How did all those giraffes get up? Was that like a giraffe zoo? Nothing but giraffes? There's like freaking 20 giraffes up there, dude.
Like, hey, the Fireflies, they may not be able to stay alive for long, but they'll be able to wrangle together some giraffes. I mean, because it was right there.
We can't do anything else, right? We'll get a bunch of giraffes. We'll replace the horses whenever people kill them and eat them with giraffes. We'll be riding giraffes from here on out. They got a one-up on everybody, dude. Saddle up a giraffe.
It's going to be a long climb up. I don't know if you're going to be able to convince the giraffe to kneel down to you. That might be very difficult. Okay, that might be difficult. Of course, we see a scene where they open up. Of course, Joel had told her that some guy missed. That's why he's got the scar on his head. And come to find out, it's him that missed. He flinched. He tried to shoot himself, kill himself. So that's another bonding moment right there between Ellie and Joel at that point in time. And then shortly after that, they get flashbanged. And then we're in the Firefly Hospital. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they must have just been waiting in the woods for somebody to come by. Everybody's waiting in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Everybody they just got folks just hiding out, just waiting in the woods. It's like, man, when somebody walks by, I mean, how often does somebody walk by? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And where are the freaking infected, bro? Like, why are we trying to save the world from infected that we don't even hardly see, bro? We haven't seen any infected in like a minute. Like, why are we trying to prevent something that we haven't even hardly seen? That's not even a real threat. The real threat seems to be from other humans.
Yeah, we should be able to wait this thing out.
Yeah.
Like, because the infected have a life expectancy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We should be able to wait that thing out.
They set up this whole thing in the first 2 episodes that if you stumble across one of the veins of the infected, then it wakes up all the other infected within like a certain mile radius, right? They just left it. I wanted to see them placate on that more. I wanted to see more of that, like them, scavenging around these cities and then hitting one of these veins to the infected, and all of a sudden a bunch of infected show up. Like, that's a really cool premise that they're all based on like a hive mind, but we only seen that one time. They put that theory and that thought out there, and they only used it once in 9 episodes.
Well, we've seen that, and then we've seen the Kansas City with the all the clickers. Well, I get all of them weren't clickers, but then we've seen the bloater. I thought we were going to have a showdown with a bloater. I thought we were going to have one of those, and we didn't. I was kind of disappointed about that. I wanted a showdown with the bloater.
It's Did like, you want a showdown? Where are all these infected like living? If they're not in the countryside because there's not people, the infected aren't in the cities because there's people in the cities that have cleared them out. Where are they staying? Where are they at? where's their hive at? Like, if they're not, because it's been referenced several times whenever Joel and Ellie has been in the woods, that they're fine. All that they have to do is worry about other people. There's not any infected out there. And then we've been inside of cities that don't have any infected in them, besides whenever they came up from underground in that city with that horrible freaking Kathleen, leader of that little militia. That's really the last time that we've seen any real infected during the entire series. The only time that we've seen infected have been in flashbacks. Right? Where are all the infective in this reality?
Yeah, set with the Kansas City, and then with the moment with Tess. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Flashbacks is well, I mean, as we said before, I mean, they kind of got a life expectancy, and they go, if they go through the process, you know, eventually they just peter out and become one with the earth again, one with the earth. So I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like you just waited out.
Yeah, I don't know what everyone's all
guys,
worried about.
We got to be close. We got to be real close to waiting this thing out.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years, bro. It's been like 20 years, dude. Most of them's probably dead by now. It's probably why we're not seeing very many of them. And if you just stay away from them and not get any more people infected by them, then the whole thing just takes care of itself. That seems like the better option instead of trying to find a cure. The cure is just not doing anything about it. It's just chilling.
Yeah. yeah. Well, exactly. So they flashbang them. This is actually a very like, I know that it was 40 minutes, but it seemed like a quick episode.
Yeah.
Like everything just like went right along, took off real quick because we're in the hospital. Joel wakes up, sees Marlene there. You know, of course, first thing he's like, "Hey, you know, where's Ellie? Where's Ellie?" It's like, "Oh yeah, you know, they got her." He said, "Well, I need to see her." "Well, you can't see her right now." "Why?" "Well, they're prepping her for surgery." And when he heard that, all his brows raised. He's like, surgery on what?" You know what I'm saying? The alarm went off. He's like, I mean, is she hurt? Is that why she needs surgery? I mean, what surgery? And then Marlene's like, "Well, you know, we've got a guy. Yeah, we've got a guy. And what this guy does is that he does surgery, and he's like our vaccine guy, even though he ain't made a vaccine in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if he's ever made one. He's just a doctor. Doesn't even know how to make a vaccine. We're not even sure. Doesn't even know that side of the science. I don't even know. I mean, what is science? Is that stuff real? I mean, they said, but, you know, they're going to work on her to try to get this cure, you know, because it seems like the cordyceps have grown in her, but they have kind of bonded with her, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're infected, so we're not going to take you over." And he's like, "Hold on a second. Cordyceps grow in the brain." And Marlene's like, "Yeah. Marlene, they grow in the brain." "Oh, y'all gonna cut her brain out?" "Oh no. Oh hell no." He's like, "No. You need to move on." What'd you think about those moments with Marlene? Marlene, damn it, this is your damn your best friend's daughter, and you just gonna serve her right up to the gods. You know what I'm saying? Serve her right up to the pagan gods. You don't even know if this is gonna work.
Which is exactly my point. She already knows what creates an immune person. Right? Why does she need to kill Ellie to develop some kind of vaccine to stop a spread of infected people that aren't even a problem anymore? They aren't even an issue.
Nowhere. If you stay out of Boston, you good. Yeah, if you stay out of Boston, you good.
Yeah.
If you don't, if in Kansas City, if Kathleen wasn't a dumbass, they'd have been good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But she's an idiot.
Yeah, they would have taken care of the problem as it was happening. That wouldn't have even been an issue. But really what I was looking for was, because during this whole period between this interaction between Joel and Marlene, you know that Joel's just getting ready to go bananas, bro. He's about to rage out. You're about to get raging Joel from this interaction because we know, the audience knows that, he's not going to let Marlene kill Ellie. So you're just waiting for him to go banana bonkers on him. Which is basically what we get, which I would have liked to have been a little bit more badass. They kind of dimmed the audio through that scene, which I thought was kind of unfortunate. They brought the audio level down and they raised the music level up, which I kind of knew what they were going for with that, but Joel seemed like he was too calm during the situation. Like he was too stoic and like stone-faced, which, I get that, but I wanted him to
He's got that calm rage. Calm rage.
Which was suiting for, what he was doing, but I wanted him to be like Rambo on him. You know what I mean? I wanted him to just be going full Rambo on their asses and just ripping people's. I wanted to see him grabbing bricks off of the wall and smashing their freaking head in, his fingers through their eyes and shit. I wanted to see that.
You wanted some of these.
Yeah.
Fatalities.
Yes, I wanted finish him, rip their freaking spine out, because that was the time to do it. But instead they went with a more subtle, stoic Joel, very focused and, in there,
That mowed right through him.
Yeah, and he did do that, but I wanted more raging Joel. I wanted that Joel that beat those two dudes up in the house in the episode before.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Like I wanted to see him not just guns and stuff. I wanted to see him using inanimate objects, a lamp, a crowbar. I want to see him going savage on them, but. We didn't.
Yeah, because he kind of one shot, one killed everybody.
Yeah,
everybody was one shot, one kill.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I knew that the Fireflies didn't have nobody that could shoot, but they ain't got nobody. But Marlene said that, man, I lost over half my group getting here. I'm like, bro, Ellie and Joel made it here by themselves. You done lost over half your group getting here. All y'all got weapons and training. Bro, he got a little girl with him. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got. It's him and the little girl. And Tess, they lost one. You know what I'm saying? Of their original group. Now, there were people that died along the way, but they weren't part of the original group. Of his original group, they lost one out of the group. You done lost over half your folks. I'm like, Marlene, what kind of leader are you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of leader are you? And then I'm supposed to trust you that you gonna kill Ellie and you think you gonna make a cure? That's what you want me to trust you with? Man, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm sitting here like...
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, please.
Yeah.
That was what she wanted. Joel, trust me on this. No, I don't trust you. Bo, I done made this bond. Look, Bo, come hell or high water. All right.
Yeah.
Either I'm getting her out of here or we both dying here. That's what's happening. Okay. That's what's happening.
Yeah, and we knew that was going to, to go down. I mean, she's a proven untrustworthy person. She can't put two and two together. She has no common sense. She's a horrible leader, just like all the other leaders of all these other resistance groups that I was mentioning earlier. And I did get something right from last week's episode, was that the reason for the flashbang grenade was because they didn't know who Joel was. And they flashbanged him and to get Ellie, which was what she confirmed whenever they were having that interaction between Marlene and Joel there. So felt good about that one. And it kind of seems weird that Joel all of a sudden flips the script on Ellie a little bit, because up until this point it's been like a honest back and forth. Like they've hidden some things from each other throughout the series, but it always seems to kind of come out, and there hasn't been any lies really between them. Like if there's something that they don't want to say, they're like, no, I don't want to talk about it right now, but later on eventually they get to talk about it. But now it's become just Joel outright lying to Ellie. But we're not 100% there yet in the story. I just wanted to bring that up really quick. But Joel basically, I thought that was pretty badass whenever Joel was like, had the gun pointed at that doctor, and the doctor was like, had his hands up, and then he just offs the doctor. Like,
oh, no, the doctor picked up the scalpel. He's like, I can't let you have her, pal. So much for that, dog. You know what I'm saying? That one did not work out for you.
Yeah, you're gone. You're gone, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that thing's...
Fail.
I mean, that's all I know. Now we do know from the video game, this causes the rage of a young lady named Abby, because the surgeon that was killed is Abby's father, and this is what leads to the events of The Last of Us Part 2. So this is going directly in line with the video game as far as how this final finale of this series, of this season, I'm trying to say, happened. So that's going to be very interesting moving over into season 2. Of course, he's confronted with Marlene at the end. I'm like, Marlene, you getting a bullet? You didn't shoot first, so that means you get a bullet. And she did. She did. She got one to the gut. And then, of course, I always like it when somebody sits there and they're like, please don't do it. I'm like, bud, I mean, man, they're going to shoot you. You might as well not even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You might as well not even say that. It's all these movies. Like, if you get captured and you're like chained up somewhere, and then you're sitting there, why are you doing this? Why are you even talking? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? What's the point? I mean, it's like, unless I can mysteriously figure out how to snake out of this situation, this is it. That's pretty much it for me. And so that was it for Marlene. Bad leader. Of course, she had a shot. She didn't take the shot because I guess she thought she was going to talk some sense into Joel after he done killed everybody up there. The doctor that was supposed to be making your vaccine, he's dead, right? I mean, she's dead. I mean...
She's like, no, bro. No matter what you've done, we can figure it out. We can have the nurses do the surgery and all this shit. Which it did make kind of sense the way that Marlene was explaining it to Joel a little bit. Like, I kind of felt what she was talking about, right? Like, Ellie, if it was her choice to make the sacrifice for the greater good of humanity, even though it may or may not have panned out. They might have been able to make a vaccine and not make a vaccine. We don't really know, but Marlene was basically like, this is what she would have wanted to do, right? Which I kind of felt her in that situation. I'm like, okay, I could actually see Ellie being okay with that, even though I don't think that she was briefed that the surgery was going to kill her.
That she was going to die. Yeah. Did you brief her that she was going to die during surgery? Well, I'm pretty sure that won't lay it on the table.
Nope.
It's like, we're going to cut your whole brain out and do something with it. We're going to squeeze it into a tube. We're going to squeeze the juices out. What are they going to do after they cut the brain out? What's your next step?
And then who are they going to test this on? You don't even know how
this works.
Yeah, who are they going to test this vaccine on?
Yeah. So you got to give it to somebody, and then you got to intentionally go find some infected or find one infected. You don't want to wake up the whole lot because you're all dead, and you got to have them bite them and see if they turn. I'm like, is this a plan? This ain't a plan. The plan is to wait it out and have your communist community like Tommy does. You know what I'm saying? Get your communist community right. That's what this show's trying to tell you. The only community that looked like it was functioning properly was the damn communist community, okay?
Which is another interesting part of this is like whenever Joel and Ellie were talking while they were seeing the drafts, Joel was basically like, hey, Ellie, we got a decision. We can go back now. We can turn back now. We can go back to the communist community.
He already felt something was off. He felt something was off.
Yeah, he did. But that also tipped off Ellie later on because she doesn't know what happened, right, in the whole situation because she was knocked out from the anesthetic from before the surgery, right? That tipped her off that Joel is lying to her about what happened because he was already talking to her earlier in the episode about going back to Tommy's place. and that's where he's taking her right now, and she doesn't know anything of what happened. So she knows something's off with the entire situation, because he was just previously talking about Tommy, going back to Tommy's little communist community up there more north, and then she doesn't know what happens, and he's feeding her a line of BS.
Yeah, he says raiders came in, started killing folks. I barely got you out. I mean, it seemed like a good story. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I can believe that. You know what I'm saying? I can believe that. Seems like a good story. I mean, so
yeah, but why not just tell her the truth though? Like, what was the point of lying to her? He could have just been like, "Hey, listen, they wanted to freaking kill you. They were going to kill you to create this vaccine, so I had to go in there and take care of the issue. I didn't want you to die. Like, you're like my daughter now. Like, why did he have to make up this, big long fairy tale story of stuff that didn't happen? I mean, he knows that there's holes in the story, and then also referring back earlier in the episode of saying that we can turn back now, we can go to Tommy's now instead of going to this Firefly. It's just sus.
Well,
it's just sus. It's really sus.
It's fear of the reaction. That's why people, if you look into I would say like relationships, somebody cheats, and I was, oh no, I won't cheating. I mean, even though the other person kind of knows, like, hey, you've been acting weird, something's going on. Oh no, I would never do that. It's the whole feeling of losing someone. So he's like, man, I don't want her to be pissed and then like leave me, and then that'd be just as bad. You know what I'm saying? So let me just think about it. Let me lie in the moment. Yeah.
I mean, I understand that in the society and
in the moment he panicked. Yeah, like he panicked, and he's just like, let me just lie,
Yeah, but common sense and critical thinking would have told Joel that there's no other place for her to go. She's all that she's all that that there is left. Like, there's nowhere else for her to go to besides him, and he's all that she has left. It's vice versa. It's a mutual relationship. It's the apocalypse. It's the freaking end of the world. Now, I understand your position in our reality now. It's not the end of the world. That people can do whatever they want now, right? But she's been with him this entire time. He's been her protector during this. You think that he seriously thinks that he's going to lose her over doing the right thing? Yeah, she might be pissed in the very beginning, but she's going to get over it. It's not like she can go back to him. He killed all of them. They're gone. They're dead.
Except the two nurses. He let them be. The two nurses. But yeah, I don't know. It always goes back to that morality, and this whole show is about morality. Who's the good guy and who's the bad guy? I guess technically, quote unquote, nobody's good, except the communist town.
Come on, man.
They're the only good guys, okay? Everybody else is they can't really take the moral high ground. Let's just say that, the moral high ground. But that's well, I kind of understand why Joel did it in the moment, because people panic, and usually when you panic, the first thing you do is lie. Okay, that's the first thing you do when folks panic in situations like that. So, but she's seen it in his eyes that he was lying. That's why she said, "Swear to me, that you're not lying." It's like, yeah, I'm not lying.
Which
and she's just looking at him like, she's like, I know you're lying. This is something else happened.
Something else happens, and then it also harkens back to the episode where they get to the communist town, and the leader of the communist town, Tommy's wife, is talking to her in her house and saying, the only people that can betray you are the ones that you trust. Right. So this is kind of the connecting dots between her saying that and implying that Joel isn't the person that she thinks that he is, and that he's going to do something somewhere along the lines to betray her, whether that be physically or mentally or emotionally, or lying to her. And we get the payoff from that scene in this episode. Of him lying to her and betraying her trust.
Full circle. Who would have thought that a commie would have been able to give you such pertinent information? Oh man, but that's like, hey, between the gay shit and the communist boat, I mean, we tapped on everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they ticked about every box. Every box. You got dumb leaders. You got the communists. They seem to be doing okay. You got gay shit, but I mean, we were in there. You know what I'm saying? We were in there. We just needed one person to say they were non-binary. One person to say they were they them. Okay, that's what we needed. Okay, that'd have been like, we've got it all now. Okay.
Well, I think
do you
the
think
good
there
thing
might be
about
they thems in the apocalypse?
I don't think so, because I think the apocalypse happened before they thems and this transgender agenda was even created. This happened in 2003, so I think that everything went to shit before that happened. That might be the one good thing of this apocalyptic scenario.
Never we missed out on the they thems.
Yeah, they don't even know what they thems are.
It's like have you heard of a they them? They'd be like, a they them.
You're talking about the infected, right? The zombies? Those are the they thems, right?
Yeah, that'd be the whole premise there. That'd be the whole premise. So yeah, this right here is going to lead us up into season 2. And we got to send off the Fireflies that were at that particular facility, and Marlene as well, as always.
Yes.
There we go. We barely knew you, Marlene. Fireflies, we've not met any of y'all that hadn't died.
Proof that the Fireflies don't last very long.
Man, they can't have many folks left. They ain't no way. They just ain't no way, bud. I mean, all their facilities overran. Raiders have got them. Joel took out 30 of them. Maybe not 30, 20 of them. At least 20.
Yeah.
I mean, headshots 20. And I'll be kind of interested to see how they approach this next season, and we can start talking about how we think that what's going to happen. Which we know that Joel's got to die eventually, because that's part of the Last of Us Part 2.
Bro, I am not too sure about that. Not too sure about.
You're not sure? Oh, okay. You think they might go a different approach?
The creators and the directors have already made a statement that season 2 is going to divert from the game.
Oh,
so
yeah, because season 2 is Ellie's. Last of Us Part 2 is Ellie's murderous rampage. Because when I've seen gameplay of it, she's just stabbing folk in the kidneys, 50-11 times. Headshot, blow somebody's whole head off with a shotgun, slit their throat. I'm like, damn, cuz. Murderous rage much? Now, they did say that they're not going, because this is going to fast forward in time, they did say that they're not going to recast Bella Ramsey. She is, in fact, going to be in the last. So I'm figuring they got to at least put a couple of years in between this to let her body develop some.
Yeah, they'll put a couple of years. There'll be a couple of year time jump. But I don't. It's like I was talking about in previous episodes. It's a moneymaker, right? Pedro Pascal as Joel is a moneymaker. People are tuning in to see Joel go rager.
What did it say? People. Like 9 million people, 10 million people. 10
it's
million?
big.
I think it was something like that. It's big numbers. They get more numbers than sporting events on TV. I was like, damn. I mean, people now, of course, you had a whole bunch of people who were a fan of the video game as well. So,
yeah, they're right up there with Game of Thrones numbers, definitely with House of Dragon numbers. So they're not going to. I'm just going to come out and say that they're not even going to kill Joe in season 2. I think they're going to stretch out.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do it. They can't afford to do it. They haven't built up Ellie's character enough. They haven't given her enough character development. She's not going to be aged enough to carry the show into the second season with her as she is now. Not going to happen.
That's why I said it might be a couple years before they actually even do the second season.
Well, there's going to be a couple of years, but they're still not going to kill him in the second season. I just don't see it. I just don't think that they're going to. It's too big of a moneymaker. People are tuning in to see Joel and Pedro Pascal as this character. Now, that's going to piss a lot of people off, right? All the game people that have watched the show so far has been happy with the show because it's basically followed the game basically bit by bit. Now they have inserted different scenes and different things in there that are not a part of the game, but the game people that have played the game still accept it as it is because it's still a really good adaptation of the source material. Now, whenever they do this whole switch up with Joel not dying in the second season, that's going to be a make or a break it for a lot of people that are fans of the video game. And that's where they're going to screw up. If they had their smarts and their wits about them, they would kill Joel within the first 3 to 4 episodes of season 2. But I'm telling you right now, they're not going to do that. And that's my biggest prediction for season 2. They're not going to kill Joel at all. If we're lucky, we might see Joel die by the very end of season 2. Maybe in the last episode of season 2, we'll see Joel finally meet his end, and then season 3 will be all Ellie. But they're not going to kill off. They're not going to kill off their main moneymaker of this entire series in the second season. They're just not going to. It's not feasibly possible for them to do that. And again, that's going to be a make or a break it for the fans of it, the fans of the video game, fans of the source material. They're either going to get pissed off or they're going to accept it and know that they can't do that because Bella Ramsey can't carry this large scale of a show with this many viewers and this making this much money for it to fail. Because if they were to just go out and kill Joel in the first couple of episodes, their numbers are going to tank. It's going to tank hardcore. It's going to go down every single week because you don't have your main star character role there, which everyone's tuning in for, is Joel, which is Pedro Pascal. And they're going to try and milk this series and do as many seasons as that they possibly can. And that requires keeping Joel around at least through season 2.
Okay, so that is Ryder Lee's prediction. That's prediction. Hey, I did get one right. Riley was Ellie's first kill. She told that to Joel, her friend. I figured it was. I figured it had to be. It had to be the first kill.
Yeah, I figured too, but I liked my theory better, so I went with my theory.
I like mine better, but so I mean that's what I went with. It's like,
hey, wouldn't it have been a really good payoff if she would have survived and Ellie wouldn't have had to have killed her and they were separated by the Fireflies and then somehow she got away and then later on in the series
immune too. She was
immune as well, and then her and Ellie meet up sometime in the future of the series. I think that would have been a really badass payoff that they completely screwed up on.
And Ellie's able to fellatio finally. Fellatio.
Finally able to munch on that carpet after all these years. Finally able to scissor, baby. I've been waiting. I've been holding out for you, girl.
Oh, man. Boy. But the bells are tolling, bud. The bells are tolling. So that's the prediction. That's the prediction.
What do you think? What do you think?
See, man. Well, we do know HBO is not scared to kill somebody. A character that people love. I say if they're going to do 9 episodes again, by episode 7, Joel dies, and it leads up into Ellie's rage, which would be season 3, and that's where it'll end, unless they for some reason make another video game. which they said they don't know if they are or not. They said if we've got an intriguing story to tell about Ellie, if we figure something out, we'll make another game. If not, that's where it'll end. So that's what I think. I think there'll be 3 seasons of this. Span of probably about 5 years. So that's what I think. And that'll give time for Ellie to develop as far as her body type develop, because it seems like they love Bella Ramsey, so they want to keep her as the actress of Ellie. So they're gonna need to let her develop so she looks older. So
or they can just age her up and put
we're gonna use AI.
Special effects or CGI, or dude, they can make anybody look any age that they want with a freaking mask, dude. They can do whatever they want. They can put prosthetics on her to make her look older than what she is, which would be more time consuming, but it's definitely possible to do. Yeah, I just don't think that HBO does anything small. They've never been known to do 2 seasons of a show. I don't think that there's been any show that they've only done 2 seasons on ever in the history of HBO original shows.
Well, I predict 3. I predict 3 seasons. That's my prediction. Because, like I said, by episode 7, Joel meets the untimely end from Abby. Okay, and then Ellie starts to build her murderous rage, and then it'll be Ellie's murderous rage. That'll be season 3. It'll just be Ellie murdering. I mean, that's what it'll be. I mean, it'll be nothing else. She'll be executing order. You know what I'm saying?
Order 66.
But, that's what she'll be doing. That's what I think.
See, I don't think that they would do it like that, because if they kill Joel in the middle of the season, then
it'd be close to the end.
There's really nothing to look forward to in the 3rd season of the
Murderous
show.
Rage.
So they would have.
What about Murderous Rage?
She would already be in Murderous Rage for those last 2 episodes of the show. So
yeah, but she should be trying to deviate the plan of how to find Abby and things of that nature. Because if I'm correct from the game, Tommy kind of gets in on the action as well. So she has to go through her whole thing as far as tracking Abby down, going through multiple venues to track Abby down. Of course, slaying people in the meantime. So maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. But I would like to see a Murderous Rage season 3. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Cubed, is they don't ever kill really any main characters in any big TV show in the middle of the season. They just don't do that. Right? It's very rare that any show has ever done that. So it's like it either happens in the first episode or it happens in the last episode. Look at Game of Thrones. The last episode of Game of Thrones first season, Ned Stark gets his head cut off, and then you have all of that time until the next season to figure out what's going to happen after that. Right? It's like a cliffhanger thing. Just like with The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead did the exact same thing with Negan. They had a break in between the 2 seasons whenever Negan killed the 2 people that we didn't even see who he killed. We had to wait until the next season to figure out who he killed. So it's going to be a cliffhanger like that, and I don't see them killing off this big of a character in a show that's making millions of dollars and getting millions of views in the middle of the season.
Joel can die and still be a part of it. All you gotta do is flashback it. We're gonna have periods of time gone. All you gotta do is flashback it. I can keep Pedro in here. You think I'm just gonna let Pedro go? No, we just have some well executed flashbacks, and I can keep Pedro right in here because there's gonna be gaps of time. So yeah. So there's potential there. There's ways that you can work around this and still keep Pedro in the loop. So I think there's potential there. But
you see it.
Yeah. So there's potential there. That's my theory. But the Fireflies, they're toast. Well, there's still some of them around doing something. Maybe they got somebody else leading the other group somewhere else. I don't know. But if they're the revolutionaries, guys, just stick with Fedra, because I mean the Fireflies can't help you. You know what I'm saying? They can't do nothing for you. I mean, it's like, man, I seen how y'all operate. I'm just gonna stick with Fedra. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll go to the communist land. They seem like they got the best gig so far. I mean, folk eating good. They got a school.
They got a freaking theater. They got a projector to watch movies on.
Folks are having sex. I mean, they're able to have sex and not worry about getting eaten. You know, I mean,
there's children up there. We haven't seen children in any other community at all. So they got doctors. They're able to have children. So hey, maybe we're just missing out, man. Maybe
running water, electricity. I mean, it's just like, damn. I mean, and it's a Green New Deal too. It's the Green New Deal.
Green New Deal working off of that dam. Built the dam, the green energy, the clean energy from the dam.
Oh, there it is, guys. So that is the Last of Us finale. The finale. We want to know y'all's thoughts on this episode in the comment section below. If you have any theories of what's going to happen in season 2, let us know. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think they're going to get rid of Joel early? You think they're not going to get rid of Joel at all? Or do you think that the second season won't even really be about Joel and Ellie at all? I mean, it'll be more about Abby and her being pissed. I mean, that could be it. Tracking them down. Like, we get some tidbits. I mean, I don't know. The real question is who they're going to sprinkle in there to play Abby. So that's going to be the real question there. From what I've seen from the video games. So all those questions will be answered probably in about 2 years. Okay. So
I'll have to come back and review all the episodes that we've done before we review the second season when it comes out in 2 years.
It's kind of like the Lord of the Rings, the newest Lord of the Rings stuff on Amazon. I don't think they're going to drop anything else till 2024. So we reviewed that last. So it's a 2-year gap. So shit, I forgot about the damn names. I know Galadriel, and she's a bitch. There's no doubt about that. But
I didn't even watch it, bro. I thought it was a waste of time. I didn't even watch it, so I'm not going to watch the second season.
Even though it may be a waste of time, we need to cover it, okay? That's just all there is to it. I mean, but I watched She-Hulk, okay? That was a waste of time, all right? I mean, that's just all there is to it. I watched Miss Marvel. That was a waste of time, okay? I mean, that's just all. I mean, so I've watched them. But I'm going to be able to cover them, okay? I'm going to be able to tell you about them. I didn't enjoy myself, but that's okay, all right? This is not about my enjoyment. I'm trying to get this stuff out to the viewers, okay?
Mandalorian's
viewers want to know about this stuff.
Mandalorian's looking pretty good right now, so hopefully
it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Be on the lookout for that, guys. We're gonna do a 2-episode breakdown of that because we missed last week because we had some scheduling conflicts. Ryder had some stuff going on. Corey had some stuff going on. So we're gonna do a 2-part breakdown of episode 2 and 3 on the Mandalorian. So that new episode should be coming out Wednesday. So we'll hopefully have that for y'all Thursday, Friday, the weekend. So y'all be able to check out our thoughts on that particular show. What else we got coming up? We've got probably need to do a couple of trailers. As I've said before, the legacy of the Fast and Furious. There is a legacy there. We need to cover the legacy, okay? And Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So that's coming out. This weekend. So I will be checking that out for you guys. And seeing, because I think Shazam's going to stay in the DCU, if I'm correct, from what James Gunn is saying. That they ain't say that they were getting rid of him. So there might be some pertinent information there. Maybe not.
But maybe not. You have to correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Superman in the end credit scene of Shazam 1?
But no, Black Adam.
Black Adam was?
Yeah. No. He was Superman's in the post credit scene of Black Adam.
But wasn't there some other DCEU character in the first Shazam movie?
There might have been, but it wasn't Superman.
Yeah,
It
that
wasn't
sounds like
Superman.
a mess right there. It just keeps getting worse, dude. Keeps getting worse with the DCEU. But before we roll out, what's your overall rating of the series as a whole? The first
Lord.
season, first season of The Last of Us.
Yeah, we gotta make sure. I give it 8.5. It would have been a 9 if we wouldn't have had 2 worthless episodes. two of them episodes, man, were just, boy, I mean, the one with Bill and his gay lover. My God, man. That episode should have never been made. At least I didn't care for the one with Ellie and Riley that much, but at least I understood where they were trying to come from with, Ellie losing things. The Bill one, man, that was scratch that shit. That thing was a tough episode, but
yeah, I think that was the worst one.
Episode 3. That's the worst one. Okay. That is the worst one. Definitely skip that one. No doubt. Because it's not referred to for the rest of the series.
Nope.
At least at the end, they referred to, I had to kill Riley, my friend. So you'd be like, if you didn't watch the other episode with Riley and Ellie and their interaction, then you'd be like, who the hell's Riley? But no, they don't even mention him no more. That's like they weren't even there.
Yeah.
Like they weren't even there.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think? What's your what you got?
I am also going 8.5. That was what I had in my brain, was 8.5. And again, because of those 2 stinker of episodes, it probably would have been an easy 9.5 if it wouldn't have been for episode 3 and episode 6, I think, was, or episode 7. Yeah, episode 7. So 3 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
3 and 7, if it wouldn't have been for those 2 episodes, which, 7 wasn't as bad as 3, but still pretty much a big stinker that didn't really involve the plot of the story at all. If it wouldn't have been for those, it would have been high up there. It would have been a good 9.5. But I think still, even with those 2 shoddy episodes, still deserves a solid 8.5. So I'm right there with you, 8.5.
Yeah, the IMDb rating is 9 out of 10. That's with 296,000 people rating it. So they're right in line with our thinking. They probably had the one off because of the unfortunate episodes. Or definitely the unfortunate episode. The one. I'm still trying to figure out who decided to film that one. I mean, I'd have been like, man, can we do something else? I know we filmed that one.
They're really lucky that they had such strong characters within Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal in the show, because if they wouldn't have had those strong characters and they dropped that episode 3, their numbers would have tanked, bro. It would have been a disaster. It would have been a huge disaster for HBO. And they were really lucky that they formulated those really good characters, and people wanted to see more of those characters. Right?
Yep.
Because if they wouldn't have, it would have been a bomb. It would have dropped off hardcore. But thankfully, it redeemed itself. And I knew that it would, because the premise of the show is fantastic, and I'm excited to see what they do with season 2. And they're not going to kill Joel. Theory, prediction, boom. We'll have to wait 2 years to see it, but if he dies, it's going to be in the final episode of season 2. If he doesn't, then he's not going to die for the entire season. So there it is. Thoughts and theories. We'll find out in a while.
Yeah, so we appreciate this series. We're going to stand in ovation.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job. We appreciate this. It'll be 2 years before we'll be covering this again, more than likely. So, hopefully we'll remember this stuff.
If we even make it 2 years further in the future, you never know, bro. Things are kind of getting a little shaky out there, dude. We might not even make it 2 years.
It's not as shaky as we think. I think that's like that makes people think it's shaky when it's really just the same shit it's always been. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, ain't nothing different going on, man. It's just the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I figured out that like the less worried I get, the better off that I probably am. You know what I'm saying? The better off I probably am. So yeah, we appreciate everybody for checking us out. Last of Us. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Skip episode 3, and you'll be doing good. Okay, you'll be doing good. 1, 2, and then you can go 4 through 9, and you'll be fine. That'll work. You won't miss anything in episode 3. So, and we're gonna stick to that to the very day that we leave this earth. All right. So from your boy HQ420, the aficionado himself, Ryder Lee, we appreciate everybody for checking us on this episode of Showtime with the Q. We will catch you shortly for some Mandalorian coverage. Peace out.